this one of my producer and daughter, and in this one I just want to get her recollections of the words stupid and being called an idiot. I don't think we ever called you either of those things, but I do remember telling you and Nathan off a few times for calling other people stupid, or each other stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember calling Nathan stupid quite a few times.
Right. So what was our reactions, and what's your perspective on that? Do you think that was a crazy thing for your dad to do, or what's the impact to today?
It was interesting because if I would call my brother stupid, the reaction that I got from my parents was the same reaction as if I had said a swear word or something, which was difficult for me to understand at that age because like all my friends would use it and everyone at school would use it, so I thought it was quite a common word, but the way that mum and dad reacted, it kind of confused me, so I was conditioned that it was not a great word, but I never truly understood why until now. So it's actually quite interesting learning about the parenting techniques my parents used and seeing how it's impacted me now.
So compared to, say, your friends and so on, what do you think? I mean, obviously we can't really compare because everyone's got their own journey, but how has us not using or banning that word in the house, or even getting angry about the use of the word from both, it's not just you, but Nathan would use it as well, how's that kind of helped you or not helped you today?
I definitely don't think I'm dumb, but it's difficult to say because you prevented something from happening, e.g. me growing up thinking I was very clever. It's been prevented, so it's quite difficult to comment on something like that. But I can tell you that where I am today, I have an inner belief that I am intelligent in some areas. I've never felt like really stupid, which is interesting because when I went to university, they diagnosed me with dyslexia. Now my friends know my opinion on this thing called dyslexia, but even though they said, oh yeah, you're dyslexic, I never thought, oh okay, well that makes me stupid now.
And I think it's quite interesting because you did have some beliefs when you were growing up that you weren't very clever.
Yeah.
And I think we used to have lots of discussions. I think one of mine was, okay, Jess, perhaps you aren't as clever as everyone else because life isn't fair, but you have the ability to get lots of other abilities. And I think I once had a chat with you and I said, you're like that.
Heroes. You said I'm like Peter from Heroes, so although I don't have one special ability, you said I've got the power to like take in other people's powers.
That's right.
But I think that kind of translates to I'm willing to work really hard.
Correct.
And just persevere until I'm okay at something.
And I think that was another issue, because if we called you stupid in that area or dumb in that area, then you wouldn't have had the inner belief that if you really wanted to have that ability, you could get it.
Yeah.
Because now you believe that actually if you worked hard and were willing to practice, you could have all these abilities that everyone had. I think that was more motivational for you.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a kick up the bum. But it was also because my brother Nathan, I always see him as like he's the clever one, because he's phenomenal at writing and reading and all those.
You're both phenomenal at
Those
many
kind of
different subjects, yeah.
But it was interesting that I would always get better grades than him. Well, as we got older, I get better grades. But that's because I put in the effort. I still believe Nathan has a really incredible natural ability.
Be careful, he's listening.
Well, that's good. Nathan, you do have this incredible natural ability. but sometimes.
I think that's
Yeah,
true.
nothing.
Yeah, you know, Nathan and you both have a lot of natural abilities, and I think as an adult, I told you I lied to you.
Yeah.
That actually you've always been very clever, but I had to lie to you because you would argue with me, and so I needed to think of a strategy.
It was interesting though, because you know how we're always put into SATs in primary school and in secondary school. In primary school, I was never in. Early on in primary school, I was never in the top SAT for anything, and I noticed that I was always behind Nathan. So I think I compared myself a lot, which is why I didn't think I was very clever, because I wasn't at the same level as him. But if you and Mum had told me I was stupid or dumb, I would still believe that today, and I wouldn't have progressed. But what happened is I believe because you guys were so encouraging and kind of embedded this belief inside me that I was actually quite clever. You can see this progression throughout primary school, and then by the end of primary school I was in top SAT for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was mostly in top SAT for everything in secondary school too.
That's true. I think we also had a belief that actually we didn't mind which set you were in, whether you were in top set or bottom set, and so long as you put in the
Tried your
hard work.
best.
Yes, exactly. Then we were happy.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see that you actually wanted it, to
Yeah.
work hard and practice enough.
I think that's a really important point too. It was because I wanted it, not because my parents put pressure on me. Because they always say, we're proud of you no matter what. So when I graduated from university, I got a first class honours degree. And they were like, we would be proud of you even if you got a 2-1. And I was like, but I didn't, I got a first, aren't you extra proud? And they were like, no.
We are crazy parents, aren't we? I think we.
I never had any pressure from you guys to perform. It was all, I performed because I wanted to. I think that's really important.
I think I remember you getting a D or a C or something you were
business.
really upset about, and I think we said, oh well, let's go and celebrate because you put the effort in.
Yeah.
If you hadn't put the effort in, we wouldn't have said, let's go and celebrate.
What that was for as well.
Yeah.
That's my business coursework.
Right.
Put in hours and hours I was doing the Tight Inn in Chathington. And I got a D after like hours and hours. And then I redid it and got like a low A. Man, that's tough.
Yeah, and that's what we were more interested in. Was you putting in the effort if you wanted to be good at that, and celebrating those things. And as you rightly point out, that over time, that knowledge just accumulates and you build that foundation to help you grow and grow and grow.
Yeah.
If that's what you want. Yes.
Yeah.
Teddy wants it, don't you? No, he doesn't. Okay. That's okay. We love you anyway.
I'm very proud of you anyway, Teddy.
So, hope you enjoyed that little interview with my producer Jessica, who also writes my scripts and says, oh Dad, you did this to us when we were kids. Oh, did we? Please write your comments and like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this part of the series.